Invoice factoring agreements can seem confusing. We hope the following factoring terminology will help explain your agreement more effectively. Advance rate. The percentage of an invoice value that the factor pays up front, typically ranging from 70% to 90%. For example, with an 80% advance rate on a $10,000 invoice, you would receive an initial payment of $8,000. Assignment of invoices. The legal process of transferring ownership of your invoices to the factoring company, giving them the right to collect payment directly from your customers. Bad debt protection. An optional service, sometimes called non-recourse factoring, where the factor assumes the risk of customer non-payment due to insolvency for an additional fee. Concentration limit. A cap on the percentage of your factoring facility that can be allocated to a single customer, typically ranging from 20% to 40% of your total ledger. This protects the factor from overexposure to a single debtor. Confidential factoring. An arrangement where your customers are unaware you're using a factoring service. The factor collects payment in your company's name, maintaining the appearance that you handle collections internally. Discount fee. The primary charge for factoring services is typically calculated as a percentage of the invoice value or as a margin above the base rate on the advanced amount. Often ranges from 1% to 3%. Disclosed factoring. An arrangement where your customers are explicitly informed that you're using a factoring service and will be paying the factor directly rather than your business. Factoring facility. The overall financing arrangement between your business and the factoring company is often established with a maximum limit based on your sales volume and customer creditworthiness. Funding limit. The maximum amount a factor will advance across all your outstanding invoices, usually based on your annual turnover and risk assessment. Ledger management fee. An administration charge for managing your sales ledger and handling collections is typically calculated as a percentage of your factored turnover, commonly 0.5% to 3%. Recourse factoring. The most common factoring arrangement is where you remain ultimately responsible if your customer doesn't pay. If an invoice remains unpaid after a specified period, often 90-120 days, you must repurchase it from the factor. Reserve. The portion of the invoice value, typically 10% to 30%, is held back by the factor until your customer pays in full. This serves as protection against disputes or adjustments to the invoice amount. Service charge. The combined fees for using factoring services typically include both the discount fee and the ledger management fee. Verification. The process where the factor confirms with your customer that goods or services have been delivered satisfactorily and the invoice is approved for payment without any disputes.